And happy Saturday, one and all. This is Kurt Berglund. We are working today on the 1973 Mets replay that I'm working on with Pine Tar Baseball. Pine Tar Baseball info can be found out at ttlbaseballgame.com. ttlbaseballgame.com. 73 Mets replay that I'm working on is 27 games in progress. The record for the Mets is 16-11 at this point. They're at home. We are at Shea Stadium. We are playing the Braves today. And the batting order for the Braves is as played. In this replay, my opposition batting orders and pitchers are as played. I choose the pitchers and batting order for the Mets. So here we go. For the Braves on this May 9th, 1973, the lineup is Oscar Brown in left field. Oscar Brown in right field. Right fielder, Oscar Brown. Sonny Jackson at shortstop. Hank Aaron in left field. Dave Johnson at second base. Dusty Baker in center field. Darrell Evans at third base. Mike Lum at first base. And Paul Casanova catching, batting eighth. The pitcher for the Atlanta Braves today, starting pitcher, is Carl Morton. Carl Morton, as you can see, is an A pitcher on the road for the 73 Mets. The homestanding 73 Mets, we have Wayne Garrett starting at third base, leading off. Felix Millan at second base, batting second. Rusty Staub, Legrand Orange, batting third in right field. Willie Mays batting fourth in center field. John Milner batting fifth at first base. Jerry Grody batting sixth and doing the catching. George Theodore batting seventh and playing left field. And Bud Harrelson batting eighth at shortstop. The pitcher and batting ninth for the 73 Mets today is Tom Seaver. Tom Seaver, as you can see, is an A-plus pitcher at home. All right. Let's get things started here for the Mets. Oscar Brown stepping in against Tom Seaver. Glad you're with us. Please click like and subscribe to my channel. We're going to be doing a lot of 73 Mets and some other projects as well in the days and weeks to come. The pitch to Brown is a fly ball to left, and that's George Theodore. George Theodore makes the catch for out number one. Batting second, stepping in for the Braves, Sonny Jackson. And Sonny hits a fly ball to left. Fly ball to center. That's going to be Willie Mays. Two down. Hank Aaron steps in for the 73 Mets, batting third today. And Hank hits a fly ball to left. That's Theodore again. And that's a 1-2-3 first inning for Tom Terrific. Wayne Garrett leads off for the Mets in the bottom of the first against Carl Morton. And Garrett lifts one to left. That's going to be Hank Aaron making the play, and there's one down. Felix Millan. Felix steps in. He swings and hits a grounder to short. That's Sonny Jackson. Sonny Jackson across to Mike Lum for the second out of the first inning. And now we have Rusty Staub with 2 outs and nobody on for the Mets in the first. And Rusty hits a grounder to second. That's Dave Johnson. And that will retire the side. We have a pair of 1-2-3 first innings. We go to the second with no score. Dave Johnson steps in against Tom Seaver. And Dave Johnson wraps a base hit. This one is going to split Theodore and Mays and go to the wall. Johnson gets all the way to second base and settles for a double. Nobody out, and the Braves have a threat going in the second. Dusty Baker. The pitch from Seaver is a ground ball to short. That's going to hold Johnson. Bud Harrelson throws across to Milner, and that's one down. Darrell Evans, borderline Hall of Famer. I think I'd put him in. The pitch to Evans with one out and Dave Johnson on second base. He strikes out on some Tom Terrific heat. That's Seaver's first strikeout of the day, and there's two down in the second. Mike Lum is up with Paul Casanova on deck. It's tempting to walk him, but they're not gonna. They're gonna pitch to Lum. And that's a ground ball to third. That's Wayne Garrett. Wayne Garrett across to Milner, and the side is retired. Seaver allows a leadoff double, but does not pay the price. We go to the bottom of the second, and still no score here at Shea Stadium. It'll be Mays, Milner, and Grody for the Mets. And yeah. And Kurt dropped his die. And that's a bad one. Okay. When we drop our die, we re-roll the whole thing. So Willie steps in against Morton. And the pitch to Willie is an error check. We have our first error check of the game. Let's see where Willie hit it. Willie hit it to second base. That's Dave Johnson. Dave Johnson moving back on it, and makes the play. Just barely on the pop-out, and that's one down in the Mets second. John Milner with one out. Mets have yet to have a base runner. We're in the second inning. The pitch to Milner is a strikeout. He takes a called third, and Morton retires Milner himself. There's two outs in the bottom of the second, and it's Jerry Grody for the Mets. And Jerry hits a fly ball to center. That's going to be caught by Dusty Baker. No word on whether the toothpick is lodged in his mouth or not, but Dusty makes the play, and that retires the side in the second. We go to the third, and we're scoreless. Here at Shea, Casanova comes to the plate. Paul Casanova, the eighth batting catcher, with Carl Morton on deck. The pitch to Casanova is a called strike three. Seaver blows him away. Cassie knew he couldn't catch up, so why bother? Carl Morton steps in, one down in the third, and Seaver blows away Morton. Two down. Seaver's got 3 strikeouts on the game so far. We're 2 outs in the third, and we're scoreless. Oscar Brown steps in against Seaver, and Oscar strikes out. Seaver fans the side in the third, and we are scoreless through 2.5. So we're looking at George Theodore, Bud Harrelson, and Tom Seaver in the bottom of the third against Carl Morton. The pitch to George, subbing for Cleon Jones today, and he lifts one to right. That's going to be Oscar Brown, who makes the play, and there's one down. 7 up, 7 down for Morton so far. Bud Harrelson. And Buddy hits a fly ball to right. That's still Oscar Brown. Comes in a few steps, but makes the play. That's 2 down in the third. Seaver stepping in against Morton. And he strikes out. 9 up, 9 down for Morton. We go to the fourth. It's 0-0. Sonny Jackson. Seaver's allowed 1 hit One base runner, a double to Johnson in the second. We're in the top of the fourth. We're scoreless. Sonny Jackson's the second place hitter for the Braves today, and he rips one just inside the first base line. He's going to take second on a double. And that is another threat for the Braves. Aaron stepping in against Seaver. Match of titans here. The pitch to Aaron is ball 4. Seaver walks Aaron. Maybe he was pitching around him a little bit, pitching carefully to him, but he's got no rest here as Dave Johnson has good power in 1973. And there's runners at first and second. That's Jackson on second, Aaron on first. Seaver could use a twin killing right about now. And Johnson hits a smash to first. It's off Milner's glove, but stays in the infield. Everybody's going to be safe. The bases are loaded. And it's Dusty Baker. Baker is the center fielder. He bats 5th for Atlanta today. Batting 5th for Atlanta today. All right, so let's see what we have here. The infield's going to play back for a double play. Dusty Baker is in. The pitch from Seaver is a fly ball to right. That's going to be Rusty Staub. Sonny Jackson is tagging, or at least it looks like he's tagging. He does, and he scores. The throw is not in time. The Braves lead 1-0. There's one out in the fourth. The Braves lead 1-0. And that's Hank Aaron on second, Dave Johnson on first, and Darrell Evans stepping in. The pitch to Darrell is blasted to right. Staub back to the wall, but there's no chance. And Darrell Evans has just given the Braves a 4-0 lead. Wow. Wowzers. Seaver was in control of the game and has suddenly lost control. The pitch to Lum, now with nobody on and one man out. Mike rips a base hit to right. That's a single. Paul Casanova is up with Carl Morton on deck. The pitch to Casanova is a ground ball to short. That's Harrelson. Harrelson to Meehan, and that's all they're going to get. There's 2 outs now. And Carl Morton is stepping in. 2 outs, 4 runs in for the Braves. Morton. The pitch from Seaver. And he hits a ground ball to Harrelson. Harrelson across to Milner. But that retires the side. But the Braves score 4. 3 on a home run by Darrell Evans. And now lead 4-0 as we go to the bottom of the fourth. Carl Morton, 9 up, 9 down so far. Wayne Garrett is the leadoff batter for the Mets. And Garrett hits a base hit inside the line. It's past Mike Lum. It's going to rattle around in the corner. Oscar Brown's going to retrieve it, but Garrett gets to second on a leadoff double. All right, Felix Meehan. Felix Meehan is going to hit away against Morton. And Morton hits a fly ball to left. That's going to be Aaron. And Garrett will hold at second base. Rusty Staub. The pitch is a ground ball to first base. That's Lum. A 3-hopper to Lum, but that's going to get Garrett to third. Staub is retired. There's 2 outs, and Willie Mays is stepping in. Mets with a chance to get a run across here. And Mays hits a fly ball to left. That's pretty deep. Aaron to the wall and makes the catch. That's 3 outs. That retires the side in the fourth. We go to the fifth, and the Braves still lead 4-0 here at Shea. Oscar Brown, Sonny Jackson, and Hank Aaron in the fifth. Brown hits a fly ball to left. That is George Theodore with plenty of room, and there's one down. Sonny Jackson. And Sonny Jackson strikes out against Seaver. That is Seaver's fifth of the day, and Hank Aaron steps in. 2 outs, nobody on for Henry. The pitch to him is a ground ball to second. That's Felix Millan. And that will retire the side. We go to the bottom of the fifth, and the Braves lead 4-0. John Milner leads off. It'll be Milner, Grote, and Theodore in the fifth for the Mets. Carl Morton gets Milner to hit a multiple hopper to Dave Johnson at second, and he flips to Lum, and that's one down in the fifth. Jerry Grote hits a fly ball to left. Plenty of room for Henry Aaron, and that's 2 down. George Theodore steps in. He's 0 for 1. And the pitch to George is taken, ball 4. Mets have their second base runner of the day. Bud Harrelson steps in with 2 outs. Seaver is on deck. The pitch to Buddy is a walk. 2 on. Nope, I'm wrong. That's ball 2. Sorry, ball 2 to Harrelson. Ball 2. He's ahead in the count. 2 balls, no strikes. And now, Carl Morton. Ball 3. We're 3-0. Bud Harrelson. The count 3-0, and Tom Seaver on deck. The pitch to Bud is a fly ball to right. That's going to be Oscar Brown, and that's going to retire the side in the fifth. We go to the sixth. With the score, the Braves 4, the Mets nothing. And Dave Johnson hits a ground ball to Milner, a one-hopper. Milner flips to Seaver, and that's one down. Dusty Baker, 0 for 1 today with a sac fly RBI. Fly ball to left. That's Theodore again, 2 down in the sixth. And Darrell Evans strikes out on a Seaver curveball. That's 3. We go to the bottom of the sixth, and the Braves are leading 4-0. Seaver's due, but being down 4-0 in the sixth, we can't let him bat. So we're going to have a pinch hitter. It's going to be, who's it going to be? It's going to be Ken Boswell batting for Seaver, leading off the sixth. Ken Boswell is a left-handed batter. On the 1973 season, Ken Boswell hit .227. In 76 games, he had 110 at-bats. The pitch to Kenny is lifted in the air to center, and that's Dusty. Baker will make the grab for the first out, and Wayne Garrett will step in with 1 out in the sixth. Carl Morton is doing a job on these Mets today. Error check. It's a pop out. It's looping. behind the pitcher's mound, Morton has a tick off his glove, and Garrett will be safe with an error on the pitcher. Meehan steps in with a man on first and 1 out. Wayne Garrett not going anywhere, down 4-0. The pitch to Meehan is a ground ball to short. That's Sonny Jackson. He's going to fumble it and make the play across to first base to Lum. Garrett advances to second, and the Mets have a runner in scoring position with 2 outs in the 6th. Rusty Staub, good man to have in there. And Staub hits a grounder to second. That's Dave Johnson. And Dave Johnson makes the play to first. We go to the 7th. It's Braves 4, Mets nothing. And Carl Morton is throwing a 1-hitter at this point. Let's see who the new pitcher will be for the Mets. It's going to be Buzz Capra. Mets are going to do a little dipsy doodle with the lineup. They're going to leave Boswell in the game to play second base. He'll continue to hit 9th, of course. Buzz Capra is going to be the new pitcher in the 7th. And Capra will face Lum, Casanova, and Morton, the bottom third of the Braves order, in the 7th inning. The pitch to Michael. Lum is a fly ball to right. He pulled it, and that's Staub back a few steps, but he's going to make the catch, and that's 1 down in the 7th. Paul Casanova. 0 for 2 today with a strikeout. And Paul hits a grounder to second. That's Ken Boswell. Throws to Milner, and that's 2 outs. And now we have Carl Morton coming in to the batter's box. It's the top of the 7th. He's 0 for 2 today. And Morton strikes out against a big Capra hook. That retires the Braves in the 7th. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Mets got to get it going. And it's 4-0 Braves. Mays, Milner, and Grody are up for the Mets in the bottom of the 7th. The pitch to Mays is a base hit. Willie's got something started for the Mets in the 7th. Second hit allowed today off of Morton. And John Milner, who's 0 for 2, steps in. And John, we have a range check. For John Milner. It's a check. It's bounded to Sonny Jackson. Sonny Jackson is going to make the play to Dave Johnson, and that is all they're going to get. So it's a 6-4 fielder's choice. Mays is retired on the fielder's choice. Milner is at first, and there's 1 man out in the 7th. Jerry Grody, 0 for 2. Milner's on first. The pitch to Jerry is a smash at second base. That's Dave Johnson. Dave Johnson to Sonny Jackson. Sonny Jackson to Mike Lum, and that is an inning-ending double play. We go to the 8th. Morton is pitching a dandy. 2 hits over 7 innings. He's walked 1. He is in control of this game. Buzz Capra still on the mound for the Mets. Oscar Brown steps in. The pitch to Oscar is a fly ball to center. That's going to be grabbed by Mays. 1 down. Sonny Jackson steps in. Sonny is the shortstop for the Braves. He's 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored way back in the 4th. And Sonny blasts a base hit into right field. He's on with a single. There's one out. There's a man on first, and Hank Aaron coming in. Capra is facing Aaron. Tug McGraw's warming up in the bullpen. Aaron is 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. And Hank hits one to right. That's going to be Rusty Staub. And he makes the catch for out number 2. And Buzz Capra is in there against Johnson. 2 outs. Sonny Jackson on first. Mets down 4-0. And Johnson lines a base hit. That's going to go for extra bases. Jackson is going to stop at third, I believe. No, he's going to be waived. He's going to be waived. That is Willie Mays in center field. He corrals it. The throw to Harrelson. They're going to send Jackson home with 2 outs. He's around third. The throw from Harrelson to the plate is not in time, and the Braves take a 5-0 lead with Dusty Baker coming to the plate. How are they going to play this? Capra. Yogi's coming to the mound, and that's going to do it for Capra. Tug McGraw is going to come in. They're going to walk Baker immediately, and they're going to go after Darrell Evans. But McGraw enters the game in the 5th spot in the batting order. And Ed Kranepool is going to be the new first baseman as Milner comes out. Kranepool will hit second. McGraw will hit 5th. And John Milner comes out of the ball game as well. All right, so here's the situation. We have runners at first and second. That's Dave Johnson on second. That's Dusty Baker intentionally walked on first base. And Tug McGraw is in to face Darrell Evans. The pitch to Evans. Is ball 4. He just walked the bases loaded, and that's going to bring up left-handed hitting Mike Lum. Mike Lum is a good fielding first baseman. They're going to leave him in there. He's 1 for 3 today, and he's facing McGraw with the bases loaded and 2 outs. The pitch to Michael is a fly ball to left. That's George Theodore, and Tug's going to get him out of this mess, but not before the Braves score one more and now lead 5-0 over the 73 Mets. Carl Morton cruising along. He's allowed 2 hits and 1 walk. He has struck out 2, and he has been in command of this game. George Theodore leading off in the bottom of the 8th. Mets need to get it going. Fly ball to left. Hank Aaron drifting back a little bit, and that's 1 down. Bud Harrelson, 0 for 2 today off Morton. The pitch to Bud is a fly ball to left. Hank comes in a few steps, and that's 2 down. And with 2 down, Kenny Boswell, the second baseman, steps in. And Kenny hits a fly ball to right. This is going to be Oscar Brown. And that's going to be 3 outs. Morton continues his shutout as we go to the 9th. McGraw is still in the game. He pitched a third of an inning in the 8th and is now facing catcher Paul Casanova. And Paul Casanova hits one deep, way back, left field, Theodore to the wall, and Paul Casanova has gone yard. 6-0 Braves. And Carl Morton steps in against McGraw. And Carl Morton has just lined a base hit down the line. That's going to be collected by Theodore in the corner, but not before Morton can get to second base on a double. 6-0 Braves. And they're looking for more. Oscar Brown against Tug McGraw. And we have a range check. Brown swings and hits one to Cranepool at first base. Can't get there. It's off his glove. Going to be scored a base hit. Morton gets to third. Oscar Brown settles for first base. The Mets are going to get another man up in the bullpen. It's going to be Phil Hennigan. Phil Hennigan gets up in the bullpen. And Sonny Jackson steps in against McGraw. The infield for the Mets is in. The pitch to Sonny is a strikeout. A screwball gets him. And there's 1 down in the 9th. First and third. They're going to leave Tug in to face Aaron. First and third. The infield's back now for 2. The pitch to Henry is deep, way back, left field. Theodore to the wall, and it's gone. Hank Aaron hits a 3-run bomb, and that is pretty much going to mean, if you promise to visit our sponsors, it's time to walk the dog. 4-run 9th inning. It's now 9-0 Braves. That's going to do it for Tug, and it's going to be Phil Hennigan coming in to face Dave Johnson, the second baseman. Davey is 3 for 4 today with a run scored, a ribby, and 2 doubles. He's been a machine, a major force in this game. Johnson against Hennigan. And the beating continues. It's a base hit up the middle for Dave Johnson. He's 4 for 5. And Dusty Baker, the Lizard, is coming to the plate against Hennigan. And the Lizard hits one to center. And that's going to be Willie Mays for 2 down. Darrell Evans. Steps in with 2 down and Johnson on first. The pitch to Darrell is a fly ball to center. That's Willie Mays. And that will retire the side at long last. But the Braves add 4 more to the total. And it's now Atlanta 9, New York nothing. All right, Carl Morton looking to finish. It's Wayne Garrett, Ed Cranepool, and Rusty Staub here. In the bottom of the 9th. Morton to Garrett. And Wayne Garrett hits a fly ball to center. That's Dusty Baker. And that's 1 down. Morton looking to finish. Pitch to Kranepool. Kranepool's first at bat today. He came in on a double switch. And Ed lines a base hit to the gap. The Mets aren't dead yet, but extremely close. Kranepool's going to get a double. And Morton is looking at his hand. And that looks like it's going to be it. Maybe a blister for Morton. And so they're going to bring in Tom House to finish this one, they hope. Tom House is a left-handed reliever. And he will face Rusty Staub with one man out and Ed Kranepool on second base. The pitch to Rusty is a chopper at second. That's going to be Dave Johnson coming in and making the flip to Lum as Kranepool gets to third. And with 2 outs and Kranepool on third, Willie Mays steps in. He's 1 for 3 today, facing House for the first time. And Willie smacks a base hit up the middle, right between House's legs. That spoils the shutout, and that's going to bring home Kranepool with the first Mets run of the day. House is now going to face Phil Hennigan, but he's going to be hit for. And who's it going to be? They're going to get Duffy Dyer in at bat. Dyer is going to bat for Hennigan. With 2 outs, Willie Mays is on first, and Dyer steps in. And the Mets' backup catcher, or one of them, swings and hits a fly ball to left. That's Hank Aaron. And the man who hit a 3-run bomb in the top of the inning gets to finish the game with a catch. And that is your ball game. Game 28 for the New York Mets ends as a 9-1 defeat. For the Braves, for the victorious Atlanta Braves, they scored 9 runs on 5, 6, 8, 10, 12 hits. And they committed 1 error. Carl Morton committed the error. For the Mets, 1 run on 4 hits, and they committed no errors. The winning pitcher was Carl Morton. The losing pitcher, Tom Seaver. And I'm going to have lots of stats and updates and everything coming up very, very soon on how the 73 Mets are doing. But for now, we know that the Mets are 16-12 on the 1973 season. Tomorrow is May 10th, and that is an off day in 1973 for the Mets. However, they are traveling to Pittsburgh on their off day, and they will take on the Pirates on May 11th. And we're looking forward to having you join us. Please click like and subscribe to my channel for more 1973 Mets and a whole lot of other projects coming up in the days and weeks to come. We thank you for joining us, and so long, everybody.